Hi everyone, welcome to the Data Monk. In this playlist, we will learn about statistic, heart of machine learning. Today, our topic will be population, sample, population mean, and sample mean. Before we start, don't forget to hit a like and subscribe button. To know the difference between population and sample, first we will know about what they are. Let's start with population. What is population? A population is the entire group that you want to draw conclusion about. In researches, a population doesn't always refer to people. It can mean a group of element of anything like car, songs, cities, and many more. This is our example of the population. This is the whole data set of the used car in which we have considered all 20 cars. Now, what is sample? Sample is a small part of a population, or we can say in mathematical term, sample will always be a subset of a population. In the figure, let's say this is our population. So the small part is our sample. So this is the example of population and sample. As we have seen, this was the example of population. So we have excluded first 5 rows from the population and assigned it to our sample. So this is the example of the sample. Now, let us take one more example. This is the data set of all the cars, and from this data set, we have excluded center 4 cars as our sample. So this will be our sample. Now, next question is, why is sample better than population? Let us take an example. For larger and more diverse population, it is often difficult or impossible to collect data from every individual. For example, every 10 years, the India government aims to count every person living in the country using population census. But in this survey, some group cannot participate because of some reasons. Therefore, our survey becomes more biased toward the participated population because in the survey there will be answer of only some population, of only some samples, not every sample. Because of this, we consider sampling as it gives us more precise conclusion. Now, our next topic is parameter versus statistic. When studying statistic, you might come across many terms that, if you are not fully concentrated, you will create a lot of confusion. For example, take parameter and statistic. A parameter is a measure that describes a whole population, and a statistic is a measure that describes the sample. So they both are using describing, but they differ in describing population and sample. Now, let us see what do you mean by mean. Mean is the sum of all observation by total number of observation. Let us see in this example. We have 5 people with different heights, one like 150, 160, 170, 180, and 180. So to calculate the mean of this, so first we have to calculate the sum of all the heights, which will be given by 840 centimeter. And now we have the height of 5 people. So we have to divide it by 840 by 5, which will come 168. So our mean will be 168 centimeter. Our next topic is, what is population mean? A population mean is an average of a group characteristic. The group could be a person, item, or thing. Basically, population mean is the average of whole group. Like this is the reading of our whole group. So we have to just calculate the mean of this, which will be considered as a population mean. The population mean symbol is denoted by mu. Let us take an example. There are 1,000 students in our school, and the average percentage of the school has come 82%. That means our population mean will be 82. Now, next is population mean formula. How do we calculate the population mean? Population mean is given by the sum of all the observation by the total observation, where sigma x is the sum of all the individual item in the group and n is the number of item in the group. Now, let us do one numerical question on the population mean. We have given the data of the 57 resident, and we have to calculate the number of meals eaten per day. And the data is like one meal is eaten by 2 people, two meal is eaten by 7 people, and three meal is eaten by 28 people, and so on. So to calculate the population mean, we will use our formula. So the formula say to calculate the sum of all the observations. So we will do 1 into 2 plus 2 into 7 plus 3 into 28 and so on. So the sum of observation will come 188. Now, now to calculate the population mean, we have to divide it by the total number of observation, which is 57. So we will divide 188 by 57, which will come 3.3. Means 3.3 meals is eaten per day, and it is our population mean. Now, what is the sample mean, and why is it more useful than population mean? The sample mean is a mean value found in a sample. Sample mean is useful because it allows you to estimate what the whole population doing without surveying everyone. Sample mean is a way of saving a lot of time and money. Most of the time it is not accurate, but it is closest to the accurate, which save a lot of work. The sample mean formula is given by the sum of all the observation by the total number of the sample. It is same as the population mean, but notice here it is small n, which is number of item of sample, not the number of item of population. Now, if we look into the sample mean and population mean, two words always come up: variance and standard deviation. What do you mean by variance? The term variance refers to a statistical measure of the spread between the number. Basically, it measures how far is each number from mean and other number. As we can see in the formula, xi minus x bar. So we are subtracting the mean from every xi, and then to calculate the variance, we will divide it by n minus 1, where n is the number of data point, and for standard deviation it is just a root of variance. Thank you for your time. Hope you like the video. Please hit a like and share button for more amazing content.